thought-provoking. Hollow Earth. There is a theory called the Hollow Earth theory that suggests there are secret worlds beneath our feet. This idea has been around for a long time, even in ancient times. People in different cultures associated it with mythological places like the Greek Hades, the Nordic Zwartel, the Jewish Sheol, and the Christian Hell. It was the philosopher Plato who first proposed the concept of a hollow Earth. But let's fast forward to 1692 when a scientist named Edmund Halley came up with his own version of the hollow Earth model. He believed that our planet is like a thick shell with not just one, but two inner concentric shells, and a core at the center. To determine the size of these inner shells, Halley looked at the diameters of other planets like Venus, Mars, and Mercury. Each of these inner shells, according to Halley, has its own atmosphere and magnetic pulse, and they rotate at different speeds. What motivated Halley to propose this theory were strange compass readings that didn't quite make sense. He thought that the Earth's unusual magnetic behavior could be explained by the existence of inner shells. But it doesn't stop there. Halley also believed that inside the Earth, within these inner shells, there could be an entire ecosystem of living creatures. He even speculated that the mesmerizing aurora borealis, the beautiful lights that sometimes appear in the sky, could be caused by gas escaping from within the Earth. Interestingly, other scholars like Leonard Euler took Halley's idea further. In their book, Lands Beyond, authors De Camp and Ley mention that Euler proposed a similar concept of a hollow Earth, but with multiple shells instead of just two. What's even more fascinating is that Euler imagined an inner sun within the hollow Earth, providing light for a highly advanced civilization thriving in the depths. However, it's worth noting that Euler also contemplated the idea of a solid Earth. In his letters to a German prince, he described a thought experiment where the Earth is solid. So even among these great thinkers, there were different ideas and speculations about the nature of our planet. In the early 19th century, Sir John Leslie expanded on Euler's idea and gave names to the inner suns, calling them Pluto and Proserpine. It's interesting to note that this was unrelated to the later discovery of the dwarf planet Pluto. In 1829, John Cleves Sims Jr. put forth his own vision of hollow Earth. He proposed that our planet had a hollow shell that was 800 miles thick, with openings at both poles and 4 inner shells. Each inner shell had an opening at the poles as well. Sims gained considerable popularity for his ideas thanks to his supporter James McBride. Sims even planned a trip to the North Pole to prove his theory, but it was canceled by U.S. President Andrew Jackson. Sadly, Sims passed away in the same year, 1829. Jeremiah Reynolds, another follower of the hollow Earth theory, took up the cause after Sims' death. Reynolds gave lectures on the subject and called for an expedition to explore the hollow Earth. However, he eventually shifted his focus and embarked on his own journey to Antarctica. Due to his previous controversies and insults toward others, Reynolds did not participate in the United States' Great Exploring Journey of 1838 to 1842. In the 20th century, there were several proponents of the idea of a hollow Earth. William Reed, in 1906, wrote a book called Phantom of the Poles, where he suggested that the Earth is hollow without inner shells or inner suns. Marshall Gardner also supported the concept of a hollow Earth with his book, A Journey to the Earth's Interior, in 1913, later expanded in 1920. Gardner proposed the idea of an inner sun and even made a model to explain his theory. However, he didn't mention Reed's ideas. Around the same time, Vladimir Obruchev wrote a fictional novel called Plutonia that depicted a hollow Earth inhabited by prehistoric creatures and with a central sun. The book imagined a hole in the Arctic connecting the interior with the surface. Some people believe in ascended masters living in underground tunnels or a hollow Earth. They think places like Antarctica, the North Pole, Tibet, Peru, and Mount Shasta in California are gateways to this hidden world called Agartha. Some even suggest that these areas are the origins of UFOs. In 1969, a book called The Hollow Earth emerged, supposedly written by Dr. Raymond Bernard. It delves into these concepts, exploring the idea of hollow planets, and even proposing that UFOs come from the Ring Nebula. Interestingly, the author's pseudonym, Bernard, was actually Walter Siegmeister, as revealed by Martin Gardner's essay. However, a more complete story about Bernard Siegmeister came to light in 1989 with Walter Captain Minkle's book, Subterranean World: 100,000 Years of Dragons, Dwarfs, the Dead, Lost Races, and UFOs from Inside the Earth. During the years 1945 to 1949, Ray Palmer, the editor of a science fiction magazine called Amazing Stories, published a series of stories by Richard Sharp Shaver, known as the Shaver Mystery. Shaver claimed that an advanced prehistoric species constructed a network of underground caves. Their degenerate descendants, called the Darrow, allegedly still reside there, using the advanced technology left behind by ancient races to torment people on the surface. These tormenting voices, believed to be from inexplicable sources, were cited as evidence by Shaver and were supposedly heard by many individuals, adding to the intrigue surrounding the underground world. Instead of saying humans live on the outer surface of a hollow Earth, some people suggest a different idea called the concave hollow Earth theory. They believe there is a cosmos inside the hollow world, like a Dyson sphere. In 1869, a doctor named Cyrus T. Day from New York proposed a similar theory called cellular cosmogony. Based on this idea, he started a cult called Coruscanity, and their main colony still exists today in Florida. Day's followers claim to prove the Earth's curvature by surveying the Florida shoreline using special technology. In the 20th century, German writers like Peter Bender, Johannes Langkamp, Neupert, and Fritz Broad supported the hollow Earth theory, adding more to the idea of a hidden world beneath us. There are stories, although not proven, that suggest Adolf Hitler was influenced by the concave hollow Earth idea. According to these tales, Hitler sent an expedition to spy on the British Navy by pointing cameras into the sky. He believed the sky above was a spherical cavern filled with stars, hoping to gather important information by looking up. An Egyptian mathematician named Mustafa Abdelkad took this notion further and wrote scientific publications describing a precise mapping of this concave Earth model. He proposed that light beams would travel in circular paths, gradually slowing down as they approached the center of the cavern. However, in conventional scientific cosmology, it is believed that no energy can reach the center of this cavern, which is located at a finite distance away from Earth. Martin Gardner, a well-known writer, suggested that if a drill were to penetrate this cavern, it would seemingly extend endlessly until reaching a point at infinity, which corresponds to the center of the Earth. However, this theory is often dismissed based on Occam's razor principle, which encourages us to choose simpler explanations when multiple options are available. If you were inside the Earth, you wouldn't feel pulled towards the outer surface. According to gravity theory, you would feel almost weightless. This is because of Isaac Newton's idea that inside a hollow shell, the gravity force is zero. But on the inner surface, there would still be a small gravity force. This happens because the Earth isn't a perfect sphere and because of the Moon's gravity and the Earth's rotation. These factors would make you feel a bit pulled outward if you were inside the hollow Earth. If the hollow Earth had the same materials as the outside, it would weigh less. So, the gravity on the outer surface would be weaker than what we have now. These ideas about a hollow Earth are interesting but not widely accepted by scientists. They offer an imaginative perspective that combines historical anecdotes with scientific principles, but their validity remains uncertain. Which of these terrifying discoveries in Antarctica did you find the most intriguing? Let us know your opinions in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.